Hey, it's Dave the Butterfly Guy here. So it's getting to be the back half of the summer, and I thought it'd be a great time to share some easy gardening tips to have really great success for your butterfly garden in the back half of the summer. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I hope you like the video. I hope you subscribe, share it with your friends. But let's get down to business with these easy tips. All right, the first tip I'm going to give you is it's what you plant in your garden for late summer success. So I'm going to talk to you about two great annuals that love the heat and thrive in the heat. And the first annual is the zinnia. And the zinnia is one of the best garden plants to have. It attracts tons of butterflies. It thrives in the heat. And they're just coming into bloom in July, into August, and they'll stay in bloom all the way to October. The other heat-loving annual I have is cosmos, and cosmos bloom all summer if you keep deadheading them. So I've got a few cosmos right here. I've got one nice zinnia plant in with them, but they're a beautiful plant that'll just keep blooming all summer, and they love the heat. All right, the next thought is to have nectar producing flowers, and my favorite nectar producing flowers are the cone flowers, purple cone flowers, and liatris. They just crank out the nectar and the butterflies love them. And I have this really beautiful section of purple cone flowers and liatris all in bloom right now. The next pollinating plant I love and I have in my top 6 pollinators for your butterfly garden, I've done a video, I'm going to put a link to that below, but is this hyssop plant. This is giant hyssop. It gets huge. As you can see, I'm about 6 feet tall and it's as tall as me or even taller. And I've been seeing that we got some bees buzzing around it right now, but it's an amazing plant. It grew this much all this summer. So I think you should consider getting hyssop into your garden. All right, so the next recommendation to have a great butterfly garden is to make sure you have some host plants. And I'm going to highlight a couple of host plants today. The one is the butterfly weed. And I have this little patch of butterfly weed where it's just coming into bloom. It has this beautiful orange flowers, but it's a member of the milkweed family. And sure enough, I've got a monarch caterpillar. It's the host plant for the monarch. And I've got a monarch caterpillar right here on top. All right, I found my second monarch caterpillar on the milkweed right here under this plant. So as you can see, it's a great host plant for the monarch butterfly. You got to get some milkweed, and then my favorite milkweed is the butterfly weed. The next host plant I want to talk about is host plants for the black swallowtail, and it's the parsley family of plants. Here I've got some fennel. You can see the fennel's having a great summer. And then the other, I do have some parsley. I haven't gotten any caterpillars on that. And then dill is the other one that I love for the black swallowtail. And I've got a black swallowtail caterpillar right down here. I'm going to give you a look at that. Here's the black swallowtail caterpillar on the fennel. You can see at the base is the skin that it just came out of as it grows from one instar to the next. So it's getting up there. It's maybe another few days or 4 or 5 days away from turning into a chrysalis. The black swallowtail caterpillar. All right, we've talked about picking the right plants to have in your garden as an important part to have a great summer. The next part is maintaining your garden and managing it, of course, over the course of the summer. And that includes thinning the weeds out. And then when things start to die off, like here I have some brown-eyed Susans, that you should really just clear some of that out. and give room for the stuff that's still healthy and still in bloom. So let me clear out some of these brown-eyed Susans. I also have some yarrow right here that's done blooming, and I'm going to trim the dead ones off. And so maintaining your garden, get the dead stuff out of there, give room for the healthy stuff, the stuff that's still in bloom, give it room to grow. All right, along with clearing out some of the dead stuff, it includes deadheading some of your plants. So I have some daisies here that are at the end of their blooming season, but I'm going to deadhead those down to the first set of leaves. And then if I do that, it allows the daisy to maybe to continue to come back and bloom. So I've got a few here daisies I'm going to take out. So a little deadheading of the daisies. So let's go look at the petunias. So my petunias are in bloom and they're really looking great right now. But if you deadhead petunias, which is fairly simple, when you find they're done blooming and a flower shrivels up, you can just take it off and I just throw it back on the ground, and it allows to continue to have the plant thrive. So just keep picking off the dead blooms. You can do this almost every day or every couple days, and they'll bloom throughout the summer. So we've talked about deadheading, cutting back some of the stuff that's dying off. The next tip to have a flourishing garden in the summer is to just water it consistently. Nice deep watering. And if you do that, your flowers will thrive. We've been fortunate this summer in Minnesota. We've had steady water, steady rain throughout May, June, July, and into August here. So I haven't done a lot of watering. It's all been natural, but usually by this time of year, especially in August, we need some water. So we'll see how it goes. We're expecting a little rain the next couple days, so I'm hoping that takes care of it for me. My last tip is to make sure you have a good layer of mulch down. Here I've got a bunch of great mulch, 3 to 4 inches deep. It helps keep the weeds back, and then it also will maintain moisture when it does rain. So make sure you have do a great job with mulching your garden. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video on some easy tips to have a spectacular garden for the back half of your summer. It starts with picking the right plants, plants that love the heat and that also do a great job pollinating, and then some host plants. Then we moved on and we talked about maintenance of your garden and managing it by cutting back dead blooms, deadheading the flowers that have died off, and then watering and making sure you have the right amount of mulch throughout your garden. You do those things, you can have a spectacular garden that'll attract all kinds of pollinating bees, butterflies, hummingbirds. So that's all I have today. It's Dave the Butterfly Guy signing out, and have a great day.